Hi, welcome back. Today we are going to learn how to migrate Oracle database to Postgres. So imagine that like you have a Oracle database and you want to migrate this to Postgres. So we have many popular tools in the industry. So to name them, the most popular one is Ora2Pg. This is an open source software and it is free to use. And you have DB Sync. This is paid version. We need to purchase this software to in order to use this one. And also you have DMS, data migration service. It is from AWS. So in order to migrate the database from Oracle to Postgres in AWS cloud, we can make use of data migration service. So now how we will learn about Ora2Pg utility. It is an open source software, so let's see how it works. You have Oracle database and you have the tool Ora2Pg. So what it will do is it will pull the data from Oracle and write it to flat files. So let's say it will perform this in two parts. Part 1, in part 1, what it will do is it will extract tables, DDLs, table structures first to a flat file. So using PSQL, we need to load the table structure to Postgres. And once that is done, we are going to load the data. And in the part 2, we are going to do all the PL/SQL part of it. Nothing but your materialized views, your indexes, sorry, not index, like your materialized views and then views, then DB links, stored procedures, all these things. So the part 1, you have tables and data. This is like it will happen without any issues, whereas part 2, you need to work with the developers because few things are not compatible, like few objects in Oracle is not compatible with Postgres, so those objects need to be recreated. For that you need to take help from developers to recreate those objects. And also you can straight away pull the data from Oracle database and put it to Postgres database. This is another way to migrate the data. Let's see what are the prerequisites we need to install Ora2Pg. Let's say, so before that, like let's say you have Oracle database and you have Postgres database. So now you can install Ora2Pg here on Oracle server itself, or you can install it on Postgres database server, or you can install it in a separate server so that you can pull the data from Oracle database and put it to Postgres database. Now, in order to install, what are the prerequisites which is needed to install the Ora2Pg? So first is you need to install Perl. As this Ora2Pg is written in Perl, you need to install Perl, latest Perl first. Then you need to install Oracle client library. I will use instant client, and then as like, and also like in case if you're installing it in a separate server, you need to install Postgres client also, and ODBC driver for for Ora2Pg. So the reason why we like we use ODBC is to in order to integrate Perl with ODBC in to interact with Oracle database. So you need to let in my demo how I'm going to do is like I have Oracle database. So this is my Oracle database name. It is running on DBWR server on Linux, and I have Postgres database running on PGDB01. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to install Ora2Pg. So for this, I need to install Perl first, and then I need to install Oracle client. Then I need to install ODBC driver, and then I need to install Postgres. So Postgres client. So all these things are, since the Postgres is already here, so we may skip this one, but you need to install all this in order to migrate the Oracle database to Postgres. So so here is the list of Oracle client softwares, what like RPMs. We need to download it from Oracle site. So e-delivery site, or like I will share the URL to download the client software. And once that prerequisite is completed, we need to install. You need to down. I will provide the URL for this as well. You need to once this is downloaded, we need to untar this. Then basically we need to build this software. So from the binaries, so you need to use makefile to check whether the packages which is needed for the installation is downloaded properly, and and also whether it is compatible with the OS. So by running this command, we are going to check that, and then using make and make install, we are going to build the binaries for Ora2Pg. So once that is prerequisite is done, then Perl is installed. We need to set the library path with the client, and then we need to make sure this particular package, that is DB to Oracle, is installed, because we need to integrate Perl with our Oracle client. So once the Ora2Pg software is installed, then you can use that particular package in two ways: either with the command line, like you use Ora2Pg and then passing the table name and then schema name, then whether it is Postgres or MySQL or whatever. So you can pass on each and every parameter as a like in the command prompt itself, or you can use the configuration file to set all the parameters, and using -c you can execute the Ora2Pg utility. So these are the different options available for the command line option, but we are going to use the configuration file to perform this migration. So in the configuration file, we are going to use, we need to pass on few parameters or few values to the parameters. One is Oracle home. Here we need to give the client location, and then in the Oracle DNS, you need to give the database information, that is like in our case Ora2Pg. So this database DNS entries, like that information I need to pass here. Then the database username. So here I'm going to use system, and then I'm going to use the password for the system. So this is about Oracle connection. So let's say here you have Oracle database and you have Postgres database. So whatever the information you are seeing in the parameter file is with respect to Oracle database. Next, we need to see what are the parameters we need to pass on to Postgres database. Here, and also like the schema name, which schema, in our case, I'm going to migrate Scott schema, and the table space, which table space you want to, like other than temp, user, and system, we are going to, we can migrate the tables, specific table spaces also, and all other objects. Like this is for the part 2 of the migration, where you are going to specify the table name, view, grants, sequence. All these things we can give as long as it is compatible with Postgres. Then you need to give two important parameters. We need to give the output. Here you need to mention the file name. Let's say you give test as the file name .gz. You can zip it. Let's say you are migrating 1 terabyte database. In that case, you need to zip the file so that the output file size should not grow. And also you need to mention, you can give a particular directory where you can save the outputs. So, and with these are the parameters we need to give with respect to Postgres. Here you need to give the Postgres name, database name, host name, and also the port on which the Postgres is running. I'm going to use Postgres user and the password for the Postgres. So these are the things you need to pass on when you are migrating using Ora2Pg. So let's get in, let's look into the detail about our environment. So I have Oracle database running on Oracle Linux. The server name is dbwr and the database name is Ora2Pg and it is 2-node rack. Here I am going to migrate Scott schema, which is having 3 tables. So I am going to migrate this to Postgres database, which is pgdb01 server. I am going to create test db and I am going to migrate 3 tables from here to Postgres. So let's look into the installation, like where we need to prepare the Postgres database for the migration. So in this, we are going to build the, install the software, and then I'm going to create the cluster and then start the database. I need to set all these parameter values here. Once the Postgres database is prepared, then we need to install Oracle client and the Perl. And once the prerequisite is ready, we are going to install Ora2Pg software. Once this is built from the source, then we need to edit the Ora2Pg configuration file. As I mentioned before, we need to give the Oracle connection details and also Postgres connection details and the output directory. We need to give the schema name also, and then we need to migrate Oracle data. These are the steps, actual migration steps we need to perform to migrate the data from Oracle to Postgres. So This is my Oracle database. As I mentioned, it's a 2-node rack. So log into the database. Let's see the objects under the SCART schema. So here we have 3 tables, DEPT, EMP, and sal grade, and also we have 2 indexes. So we will see how to migrate this to Postgres database. So now let's prepare the Postgres environment. So this is the server. So right now the Postgres is not installed. Let's install the Postgres. Sorry. So let's install Postgres binaries. So this is like postgres.org, go to downloads, Linux. So in our case it is Red Hat. So I'm installing Postgres 14. My version is Oracle Linux 7. So you need to perform the installation as a root user. So my repository is done. Let's install the Postgres server. So you can see that Postgres installation completed successfully. Go to, so along with this installation, it will create a user called Postgres. Let's switch the user to Postgres. So once, before that, let's change the password. We need the password for Postgres. So I changed the password of Postgres. Let's switch to Postgres. Now we'll, before that, create a directory. Change the owner to Postgres. This is the directory where Postgres data is going to reside. Also create a directory for softwares. So now switch to Postgres user and create the cluster. So so here you have all the utilities. Now using init db -d /pg data. So you need to, this will initiate the cluster. So now before starting the cluster, go to the directory and do the changes with respect to the parameters. So the main important thing is we need to change the port number. So for ease of use, I'm going to set this as 555, and then let the listen address, I will make it as star, so that let the connection come from anywhere. So save this. Then we need to set the HPA. Host, let it be testdb Postgres. I will give the local now. I will give the IP address of this. This is needed for Ora2Pg utility to connect from this server. So that is the reason I'm giving this one. So now, since we made the parameter changes, let's reload the or restart. We'll start the cluster now. So we have not started it. So we'll use pg underscore ctl Postgres control utility -d. Directory name is pg data. So let's check the status. Sorry, need to go to the location bin, then use this same command. So now it is server is not running. Let's start the server. So we have an issue here. It is telling the logs not start the server. Give it 10 minutes. So we got this error. Let's see what is the reason. So in 14, the log will be written in pg data log folder. So you can see down this one. So it is down. It is telling. Let's start. So what is the reason? pwd cd / user pg bin not running. Let's start. Okay, it is asking to go and check the logs. So day life and so it is running process shutdown, database shutdown. It's not here anything. So VI of this. So could not load the PGHPA. Okay, so I got the. See, what I did is I given PGHPA. So see the mistake. Okay. I think I commented it out. Yeah. Because I didn't created the test DB yet. 32. Commented pwd cd / start the server already exist. So data, so we need to remove this one. It is like killing the Postgres process. Sorry. So it's already trying to start it, but let's stop the stop by funding. Does not exist. Yeah, so you can see that. See, earlier when I tried to start, for some reason it created the postmaster ID. I just removed that one and I restarted it. So now if you see the status of the cluster, so Postgres is running. So let's log in. So the command to log in is psql -p, it's a port number, -d. So initially we'll log in with this one, a new Postgres. So now list the databases. So in the documentation, like if you see here, what I did is like I installed installed the RPM repository, and then I created the I installed the Postgres server. So these two steps you need to perform as root user. Once you install the software, then you need to create PG data directory. This is where our Postgres database data is going to reside. So then change the owner to Postgres and then switch to Postgres user, go to the installed directory, initiate the cluster or create the cluster by using initdb and give this directory where the database, all the folders are going to get created. So under this directory, we are going to edit this file. So we need to change the port number and also the listener address to star listen address. So then what the mistake I did is like initially itself I did entered this one. So because of which, since the database is not there, Postgres has thrown an error. So after commenting it out and restarting, it started. So then basically we need to reload it once we do any changes to parameter file or HP host based authentication file. In our case, we have to do it once we create the test DB. So like using pSQL, I connected to the database. Now I'm going to create a user called Scott. So if you see database user, so we created a Scott user. We don't have any privileges assigned to this user. So let's give the permissions. So now if you run this command again, you can see that create role, create DB, create replication. So this user had all the privileges. Now create a database and make Scott as owner. So database is created. If you see, now you can see the test database is created and the Scott is the owner of that particular database. Now we need to change the host-based authentication for PG Ora2Pg utility to connect to the database. How? So sorry, vi slash pg data pghp. So if you scroll down, just this entry. Since we made the changes to host-based authentication file, we need to reload the cluster. So pg_ctl reload -d pg data. So now it is, so we have created the cluster and created the database. So we have completed the step 1. Now let's install Oracle client. So this is the URL. You know, like I will upload this notepad to the along with the video, so that you guys can make use of it. You need to download the instant client from Oracle support site. So I already downloaded these files. So let's upload these files to the server. So using WinSCP, I'm going to upload the files. So give the connection. I will connect as root user. So here I will copy it to the temp folder. I think this is the, okay. So these are the 4 files, sorry, 5 files we need to copy it to the server. So let's go back, cd/tmp. So these are the 4 files. Let's create a different folder called software. So switch back to root user. So if you go to the root directory, so I already created this one. So let's copy the Oracle files to the software directory. So now change the owner from root to, let's say, Oracle, and go install. So you can see that. So now let's install this. Let's install the client now. So the command to install is rpm-ivh to give this one field dependency. So first we need to install the base one, rpm-ivh. So first install the base, sorry. So it won't take much time. So now install the devel rpm-ivh. Then rpm-ivh Sure. So this completes the installation of the client. As I discussed before, we need to install ODBC also. So rpm-avh. So here, so user cd Oracle 10 plus, yeah. So this is the location of client location where Oracle client is installed. So what we need to do is so let's make a note of this. So and also we need to create these DNS entries for the Oracle database. So let's create this directory. It will not be there. So in case if you install full client, all these directories will be created. Since we are not having full client, we are using instant client. We need to create this directory. So with this, we'll create a file. Names dot Ora. So normally in production environment you have scan. I don't have the scan, so I have manually configured this IP. So it is for the demo purpose. So otherwise, like you can make use of scan. So since I created this file as a root user, let me change the permission to Oracle and O install. So now as per the document, you can see that we completed this one. Now install the Perl software. So copy this. Let's set the environment first. So this is the client. So set the client location, then set the library path, then set this path, then sorry, I don't think I have mentioned Postgres in the, it's not sudo, so let's log into, so if you need to make normal user with sudo access, you need to edit this file and make an entry here. Normally all these activities will be performed by Unix admin guys. Since this is the demo environment, we have to make all the arrangements on our own. So make Postgres with sudo access. So exit from root. So you need to install the Perl packages. Yeah, so the Perl packages are installed. So again, once this is done, we need to install this particular Perl module, so that it integrates Perl with Oracle. So in order to do that, once again set this environmental path, like make sure we are not missing, because this is important. So after setting this, check whether we can download from here, so that it will give the path. So we need to get, so PWD, so let's do that to software directory. We'll get wget. So see, it's already downloaded. See, you can see here. So now next step is untar that one. tar -xvf db. Sorry. So navigate to that directory, then install the binaries, like build from the binaries. So it's again and again I'm setting this parameter so that I should not miss it. So you no need to do multiple times. See, it when since we set this, you can see that it picked up this particular parameter. So it will, since like this is more important, found the header file under this directory. So we need to make sure this particular things comes up, so that like we should not miss the path. Then should run make, then sudo make install. So now that we installed the Perl and Oracle client, let's move on to installing Ora2Pg software. So now we need to download this. So this is the URL. We need to get this particular software to download. So let's download to this location. So it's a very small software. So you got it here. So now tar-xvf. See, Ora2Pg folder it created. So now we need to use Perl command. Then make install. Oh, sorry, I need to use sudo make install. Yeah. So now in order to check, let's make one more time sudo make install. Yeah. So now if you type Ora2Pg version, sorry, Ora2Pg hyphen version, it will give you the version of what is the version of Ora2Pg installed. So we completed step number 3. So now we need to edit the configuration file. So if you go to cd/etc sorry cd/etc Ora2Pg, there will be a file. So this is the configuration template, so make a copy of your own. So I will make it as conf. So since it is root, let's change it to cd. So because we use sudo to build from binaries, so we have to change the permission. So let's copy this. So now exit from super user. So id, I'm in Postgres, cd/etc Ora2Pg folder. So here you can see that there are 2 files. So we need to edit this configuration file. So now you can see that Oracle client path is already picked up. Now we need to change this one. Since I created the DNS entries, what I'll do, I will give Ora2DB I'll keep the default username and password. So in production, in case if you're doing in production, you need to change it to whatever the passwords, you have to pass the same password over here. And if you scroll down, you can, like there are many other parameters you can, if you see here. So next is like I need to set PG DSN. So here I need to unset this. Database name is I created testdb. And the host name, I will give the host IP. And the port is, I will give it 555. So I will just give the Postgres username, and the password I set it to. I just mentioned, just for the ease of use, I given the password as password Postgres only. So as I mentioned, like you can zip this file, output file, in order to reduce the size. So in our case, it's not a big file, so I just leave as is, and I'm going to give software directory which I created for taking the output. So let's save this file. So once you save this file, let's check the connectivity. So how you check the connectivity is by running, so all these things we did. So let's set the path with TNS admin directory also. Oracle home I set, library path, then the TNS admin Now let's test this whether. So now the connectivity is working. Now let's take the table structure backup. It will take 2 to 3 minutes. It won't take much time because the volume is less. Let's wait for it. I will pause the video. Okay, we got this error. Looks like, okay, so the reason for this is I give an -o, but I have not mentioned the directory. So let's mention the directory. -o slash schema.sql. So let's wait. It will take some time. I'm pausing the video again. Yeah, so now you can see that the export is completed. So it's like a flat file with .sql extension. So cd. So if you like open this file, you can see that all the structure of the table, create DEPT, create EMP. So all this, the structure of the 3 tables came. So now we will load this to our database. Now if you go to pwd cd slash in psql hyphen p hyphen d testdb, then hyphen scott hyphen f. So we'll give the file name. Oh, sorry, I need to give capital. So you can see that now so we have created testdb and we have loaded these like the tables which are there in Oracle. Now it got created inside Postgres database. Let's log in to the database. So if you see, you can see that DEPT, EMP and salary grade. These 3 tables got created. Let's select count star from DEPT. So you can see that this is empty. Now we have to load the data. So as I mentioned before, first we are going to migrate the cluster. I mean, copy the structure of the table. Then we need to load the data. Next step is load the data. So this is here. We need to give copy. Let's see the command one more time. You don't need to mention this one. So I'm going to pause the video. So even though we installed this particular thing, DB Oracle, it is again giving, it may be a old version. So what we need to do is we need to install the latest version with respect to that. So let's yum install perl -dbd -pg. Yes, so because it's already installed. It is asking to overwrite the latest one. So then once it is done, let's set the environment one more time. Then let's run the command. I'm going to pause this video again. I'm running this command, copy command. So it's going to copy the data. I'm going to pause the video. The reason is like it's going to be too much, more than an hour video. So that's the reason. So I'm going to pause this. Okay, so now you can see that the import is completed. So as I told before, so the copy, like it will be taken care on its own. So you no need to mention the path or something like that. So if you want, you can extract the data to the flat file also, or like you can directly load the data to the database. Since I loaded the data to the database directly, let's log into the database and see the count of the table. So slash dt select star from dpt. So you can see that the data got loaded in the tables. So let's compare this with Oracle. So here is my Oracle database. Select star from dpt. So you can see this, the data got migrated from Oracle to Postgres. So let's check on EMP table. So meanwhile, select star from EMP in Oracle. So 12 rows, here also 12 rows. So this completes the migration. Like as I told, migrating the table and data is not at all a problem. But when it comes to the other objects of the database in Oracle, only the compatible objects will get migrated without any issues. But if you have any issues with the compatibility, we have to recreate those objects. So normally we need to take help from the application team or the developers who work on the objects. So we need to take their help in migrating those objects. Thanks for watching. If you have any doubts, please leave the comments below. I will try to respond to those issues. I mean, if you have any doubts, I can clear that one. Thank you.